That's a great question. I love that, Jeff Thompson. You get the gold star. Gosh, that sounds really good, Lusk. Where'd you get that? I don't know. I just found it on the floor.
Hey, Mr. Pond Boss, tell me what to do to make all my Lunker Lake dreams come true.
Hello, everybody. Bob Lust, the Pond Boss.
All right, Jeff Thompson says homework from last week. Alkalinity was 30 parts per million. Water temperature is 51 degrees. When should I check it again? And will the parts per million increase with warmer water? That's a great question. I love that, Jeff Thompson. You get the gold star. Okay, so Jeff, here's your answer. Alkalinity is influenced. This is a good question. I'm going to give you the best answer I can think of. Alkalinity is influenced by minerals that dissolve in the water, basically calcium carbonate, lime. So when lime dissolves into the water, the alkalinity goes up. Well, what happens is calcium carbonate or lime is a huge building block for a bunch of different species of plants and all fish. You know, fish can't grow their bones. You know, their little eye sockets won't grow if they don't have alkalinity. You know, and they got to get it from their food source, and their food source gleans it from the water. So if you can imagine this, 30 parts per million alkalinity is borderline low, but it's still enough that you should be able to get some primary productivity from plankton, because the plankton not only need food, but they got to have these minerals to create their cellular structures. Gosh, that sounds really good, Lusk. Where'd you get that? I don't know. I just found it on the floor. So what happens is that as the water warms up, it gets up into the mid 50s to the upper 50s, Jeff Thompson, more life is going to consume more alkalinity. So in theory, your alkalinity is going to go down. So I would really consider adding some lime. Here's where I'm going. Add some lime and do it now. Do it between now and the end of February. Because if you can get that alkalinity up above 40 and get it somewhere around, it doesn't need to be above about 150, then you're going to have all the building blocks that you need to create the plankton that's going to create the base of the food chain, that's going to feed the creatures, the little plankton, zooplankton, amoebas, parameciums, and all that stuff that feed the little bitty fish, that feed the little bitty insects, that feed the bigger fish, that feed the bigger fish, and so on up the food chain. So the bottom line is your parts per million of alkalinity they should not increase in warmer water. It should actually go down as whatever's in there uses it. Now the other mission, or consumes it, the other mission for alkalinity is that's your Rolaids. That's the Tums. That's the pond's ability. That's what the pond uses to absorb acid. Because what happens when the plankton starts to grow, it's going to be mostly phytoplankton, which is plants. It's going to consume what it needs to eat, and it's going to absorb that alkalinity, calcium carbonate, and it's going to create that community of plankton, which causes the water to turn green. So what's going to happen as the temperature goes up and the alkalinity goes down, then your plankton production is going to drop a little bit, and then when that plankton photosynthesizes, it's going to be consuming carbon dioxide, giving off oxygen. Then when the sun goes down, the reverse happens. It's going to consume oxygen and create and produce carbon dioxide. So if you don't have the Rolaids in the water, you're going to see your pH spiking up and down every day. And that 30 parts per million is right on the cusp where you'll see that happen. You'll see your pH go up and go down. Good gosh. I don't have a PhD, but I just gave myself one over that little discussion. Thanks for that question. That was pretty fun.
Pond Boss Magazine. Now, this is what fuels the economy, so I can do stuff like this. $35 a year. Cheaper than a Friday night date, and it lasts a year. Adios for now.
Hey, Mr. Pond Boss, tell me what to do to make all my Lunker Lake dreams come true.